Welcome to the HotelPlanner.com PGA Europro Tour. This week we're at Mannings Heath Golf and Wine Estate in West Sussex for the Nokia Masters. With just 4 events left before the Tour Championship at Spain's Desert Springs Resort, the pressure's on for players to make an impact and be in with a chance of securing a Challenge Tour card. Here's a reminder of what happened last week at Fox Hills.
Delighted to be here at Fox Hills for the very first time on the Europro Tour. The sun is shining and what a glorious setting.
The ace in the hole about this golf course is that it's a tight golf course. The greens are absolutely minute. It's a magnificent complex and the boys are loving it.
Dave Coupland has lit the place up this week. 10 under par in the Pro-Am, 11 under par, breaking his own course record in the first round and 2 under in the second. He sits atop the leaderboard.
Yes, for one player to shoot a course record one day and then beat it the next. I don't think it's unprecedented, but it's certainly very rare indeed.
Is this the best golf of your career?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. It's just staying patient and obviously fairways and greens, which is my game, so fingers crossed I can do that.
Superb play from Coupland yet again.
Nerves are still, Scotty, nerves are still. I tell you what, nice gentle swing, play for the middle of the dance floor. And I tell you what, job well done.
Before he won at Wychwood, he was 15th in the order of merit. In a couple of holes' time, he could be number 1. 62 to open up with, 71 yesterday.
Oh, the miracle man, really is.
But at Fox Hills, DC was dominant, en route to winning the IFX and Winged Boots Championship. This is confirmation of the current race to Desert Springs through 11 events. At Fox Hills, Coupland joined Mark Young as the season's second multiple winner and replaced him at the top of the money list. Also in the promotion places, Joe Dean, Billy Spooner and Craig Ross. But with £10,000 on offer for today's champion, there's potential for more significant movement. So, to event 12 at Mannings Heath, a golf and wine estate situated near Horsham, West Sussex. The test is the waterfall course, an eclectic mix of holes that examine every aspect of a player's game. Here's our reporter, Kit Alexander, with that surfer dude, John Morgan, to explain more.
We're back at Mannings Heath in Sussex for a second successive year on the Europro Tour. A really interesting track. John, what can the guys expect from the layout this week?
Well, it's lovely to be back, Kit, it really is. I mean, and the weather, well, weather permitting, we're going to see a great week, no doubt about it. I mean, the course really does give it up. I mean, it's a tight, fiddly little number. It's a bit like home from home for me, really. It's a bit like Clevedon. You know, got the old trees lurking around, really hilly golf course, awkward greens, very tight numbers around the golf course. Got to be really strategic around the golf course. So, yeah, we're in for a treat. Yeah,
those greens really tight and very slopey. Is that the chief defence around here?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're not going to be able to hit driver all day long. You know, around this golf course, you're going to be hitting irons off the tees. A bit like Dave Coupland said about Fox Hills, you know, you've got to be, you know, tees and greens all day long. But when you get on these greens, you've got to be below the hole. You really do have to. If you're up there on the top high side of it or, you know, level with it with a big slope on it, you know, you're going to have a knee knocker.
Yeah, absolutely. Par 72, 3 par 3s, 3 par 5s, all of which easily reachable. And 3 par 4s that the guys can have a go at off the tee if they're feeling aggressive as well. Just how low do you think they can go?
Well, I've been surprised. Every time I come up with a number, they seem to beat it. I mean, the standard of golf here is unbelievable. So I'd say double figures. Do I go high double figures? Do I go low double figures? It's a tough one. I think the greens might get the better of them. So I'm going low doubles.
Thanks, John. Excellent insight, as always. Looking forward to a thrilling week again here.
Well, round 1 saw Richard Mansell caught an opening round of 7 under to hold a 1-shot lead. But after round 2 got underway, the rain arrived. Those who went out early managed to complete their rounds, including last week's winner, Dave Coupland, who was in the clubhouse at 11 under. Play was then suspended for the day, and as conditions worsened and the course flooded, the tournament director had a decision to make.
Ash, the tournament's been reduced to 36 holes. Can you explain the reasoning behind that decision, please?
Yes, Kit, we had heavy rain all day yesterday. Just after 12:30, the course flooded. We couldn't continue. The heavy rain carried on during the afternoon and into the evening. We weren't able to get back on the golf course. So with 13 groups still to go out for their second rounds, the crew here did a magnificent job in getting the course ready for 9 o'clock this morning. So we've had a restart. The 13 groups are all going to go out, but we haven't got time in the day to get the third round completed. So we had to make the decision to cut the tournament to 2 rounds.
So Coupland's in the driver's seat and in waiting mode. The big question concerns those who could possibly catch him. Those like Sam Forgan, Richard Mansell, the first round leader, and Henry Smart, with holes to play.
John, what do you make of this situation?
Well, peculiar, off the wall. Never known it before, if I'm honest. But, I mean, Coupland must be licking his lips. I mean, he's in the clubhouse, sitting pretty. I mean, it's a bit, you know, I'm looking at the board as they're about to go out now, and I'm thinking, it looks like a bit of a replica of Fox Hills, you know, the top 4, you know, same people that were at the top there. But, you know, Mansell, Rich, well, my goodness. I mean, he's come out the blocks, he's going all right. I mean, he's got some nice holes in front of him. The course is going to be playing a lot softer, not like what Dave had it at all, so he's going to be firing at all the sticks. He knows what he's got to do. The number's already set, which is always nice to, you know, be clear in the brain. You know, you go out there with one thought on your mind and that is it. So, yeah, I would tell you, I think Mansell's in for a treat here, and I think Coupland ought to be not getting in the car, driving home quite yet. Absolutely,
with how scoreable these final few holes set up and how we've got this championship poised right now. Dave Coupland is going to be nervous on this final day, and we could see some real fireworks to finish here at Mannings Heath.
Yes, Coupland will be a tough nut to crack. But Gary and Scott, it's a really strange mindset for those who are trying to catch him.
Yeah, very odd situation, Phil, you know, to have all day he'll be sitting around, and as John said, the players on the course know the target and they've just got to go all out for it.
Lovely roll there from Mansell. Greens are very, very good. A little bit softer today, as we've heard, after all that rain yesterday. And guys will be taking a bit more of a dead aim.
Dave Coupland will be watching this with interest. One of his chief chasers, Sam Forgan. Oh, that's a double bogey. Forgan's problems on 13 we've just seen mean that Penge is the closest player on the course to Coupland.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, as we've said from the start. There is that, just off the edge. Some difficult lies, Gary, just with the courses being so burnt out this year.
Yes, Scott, there's some really tight lies, and although generally players of this quality like the fairways tight, they can hit it. It's poor old amateurs who struggle if you've got to pick one off these very bare fairways, as we see Smart there just leaving the ball on the edge of the hole.
And I suppose when you know you need birdies, that applies even more pressure to the situation.
Yeah, I mean, like John said, it's good to have a number in your head that you need to get to. The score's been posted, but you are chasing down those birdies.
This 14th is a cracking little par 3, very narrow green. Just a short iron for these players coming out of the trees, but it's very, very difficult target to pop the ball onto. Now let's go across and have a look at the problems that Marco Penge is facing.
A little bit of a loose wedge shot there for Penge as he resumes on the 12th hole this morning. He's short-sided now, a tricky up and down from here. The ground is a little bit soggy, but the ball is sitting nicely. Only 3 or 4 paces of green to work with, and it all slopes away from him. This is really going to test his touch early in the day.
Little bump and run. Not a lot of green to work with. He judged the pace of that pretty well. Left himself below the hole. Just about 3.5 feet there.
These days the Europro Tour is really international. Case in point, Casey Olsen from Scottsdale, Arizona, that golfing mecca in the Sonoran Desert.
Yes, I've seen a bit of Olsen this season. He's a good player, a tidy golfer.
Forgan at the 14th. Just missed the green. Another little chip and run. Judged very nicely indeed. You can see just coming up and over a little brow onto the downslope. Played it very quietly. Just getting that ball to land as soft as he can, and just 6 inches tap in there for his part. Now Olsen, we saw his chip onto the green. This for a birdie. Yeah, good confident stroke. Right in the middle of the hole. Great to have some guys over here from the US playing.
Now, following that deft little chip from the bare ground, can Marco Penge knock this one in? No trouble at all.
Up on 15, here's John.
Well, we come to 15, I tell you what, golden opportunity. I mean, they've just had a beautiful par 3 to 14th, but they come to this baby. 290 yards straight up the hill. Plays a lot further than what actually the yardage gives it credit. Now, quite an open fairway, this one. Trouble down the left, lost ball territory. You can leak it off to the right, but there's a few scattered trees over there, and you might get your ball stuck behind one. But this is one the boys are definitely going to let rip. Out with a big dog, definitely. Now, take dead aim straight out the middle of the fairway. Breeze is slightly bit into on me at the moment, so yeah, playing that little bit further. Like I say, so elevated that tee box, playing miles. Anyway, let's give it a whack. I tell you what, just down the left half, that should be absolutely fine and dandy. Hopefully the bounce is nice. Should we go up and have a look at it? I think we should, eh? Come on. There I am. I've come up, I'm about 30 yards from the flag. I'm looking at my lie after a little bit of a downpour. It's a bit wet, soggy, very flat. Now I know if I play a lofted shot, I could easily like fat it, and I obviously just like take it halfway probably if I'm lucky. So I'm going to go with more of the straight face, so I get hold of it, going to bump and run it. So I'm going to be pitching it a good, say 10, 15 feet short of the green, maybe even more, bump it through, use the terrain, get it close to that flag. Well, that's what I want anyway. So I've got a skirt with a bunker on the left-hand side. Lovely, beautiful little green, this one. This is his biggest defence being a little short par 4. Now, here we go, back of the stance, hands forward. Got to make contact with the ball first. Anything before it, like I say, it's just in front of me. And there we go, pin eye to the right-hand side. Looks like it's about my height. 6 footer, not that in birdie. Off to the 16th we go.
And Scott, more imagination required here.
Yeah, this looks a little awkward one here, just on the downslope and the bunker. Just trying to take a load of sand and release it out. Not a bad job. Just about 7 or 8 feet there. We can see this one just sitting down in this heavy sand. Good explosion. Yeah, very well played. Now let's go to 13 and see Kit.
Penge carries the ball over 300 yards through the air with driver, and he's hit a cracker down the 13th here. He can really take advantage of this par 5 now. 181 yards to the pin, but the green is way above him, so perhaps a club extra than normal. For a big hitter like him, that could be as little as a 7-iron now though. The pin over there on the right-hand side. It's a tiered green, so he'll want to be on the right level. A little fade into this flag is the perfect shot here.
Well, it's horses for courses, because back in March, in the first stage of Europro Tour qualifying, Marco Penge shot a 64 here.
Yes, he knows the course well, played here a lot, and as Kit said, he almost got that perfectly. He's on the level, but off the back of the green. Tricky chip.
Yeah, now here's Forgan on 15 for his birdie. Saw the bunker shot. Yeah, just about 7 feet. Very good up and down that. Wasn't a straightforward bunker shot, as we saw.
Penge was a little unlucky there. A couple more rolls and he'd have been back on the putting surface and putting for eagle. As it is now, a treacherous little chip. He plays the bump and runs really nicely, but I think he might actually take a putter here. It's so steeply downhill that I think that is the safe play. It's a massive swing from left to right though. A birdie from here, even so close to the pin, is still a good result.
Well, he is out with the putter, as Kit said, and you can see just how far left he is aiming. This is for eagle, and I'm sure he'll be happy just to roll this one up close if he can. Just got to get it onto the edge of the surface. Let it trickle down, and he's actually... No, I thought he'd hold it for a second. Sounded like it had gone in.
Well, he made birdie here in round 1, ditto today. It means he needs to play the last 5 holes in 3 under to match Coupland.
Yeah, some very good scoring. As we said, it's a day where someone could go really low.
Yes, Penge could yet catch the pace setter. So too the likes of James Fraser, 4 under through 8. But there's no doubt the title favourite remains the man who's killing time by shooting the breeze with Kit.
You are the leader now, but there's nothing more you can do. What are your emotions at the moment?
I'm real nervous, actually. Yeah, so nervous. I'd rather be out there playing and in control of my own destiny, but yeah, it looks like I'm going to have a nervous wait all day and yeah, see what happens at the end.
Can Coupland hang on for a hat-trick of victories on the Europro Tour this year? Find out when we return to Sussex after the break. Welcome back to majestic Mannings Heath and the Nokia Masters of 2018, reduced sadly to 36 holes by adverse weather yesterday. Dave Coupland's played 2 rounds, and now it's a case of catch Dave if you can. One of those chasing is Richard Mansell, who shot a 66 in round 1, and now he's arrived at the 5th, a terrific par 3 that John Morgan is going to dissect for us.
Well, here we are at the 5th. What a par 3. Absolutely picture perfect, this one. I mean, you just look down there, makes you want to hit a great shot, doesn't it? It's 184 yards, plays about 13 down, so that's about 171 if I've done my math right. Pin right at the back of the day, setting a beautiful, lovely bowl. Got those lovely kind of grassy steps wandering up to a little lonesome bunker up on the right-hand side, and danger is lurking down the left. That's where you don't want to be. You don't want to be pulling this one if you're a righty or overhooking it. Lost ball territory. Now, all day long you want to be aiming just right half, probably at the top of the steps on your right hand side. That would be ideal. Little draw from right to left, absolutely perfect. Takes the danger all out of play. Now I've just got a 7-iron, nice little baby one, pins at the back. You could actually get it on the bank and just feed it back down there, probably come all the way back down again. So yeah, good chances of ripping this hole apart. So 7-iron it is. Let's give it a go. Booyah!
Well, John was very impressed with his own shot there. Now let's see what Mansell can do. Much kinder hole with it being so soft. Proper target. Just drop it straight down on it if you can. Well, beware of the spin. That was a club short anyway. And now it's gone back off the front of the green. It's a very disappointing tee shot.
Richard Mansell, 23 years of age. He turned professional last year after representing Europe in the Arnold Palmer Cup. And in recent weeks, he's done really well on the Europro Tour. Tied 12th at Caversham Heath. His best tied 2nd at Wychwood Park.
Now, look at Towndrow. Middle of the fairway, just trying to draw this one in. High towering shot. Using the contours, that's a great shot. Getting ever better. Oh, almost trying to come in the back door.
Yeah, fantastic shot there. You can just see the slope on that fairway. Like Gary said, just drawing it in. Now there's a delicate one, and he's landed that beautifully, stone dead.
Smart by name, smart by nature. A 3 will go on the smart card.
Keep them coming, Phil. Keep them coming. Now Olsen, his second shot to 17. Guys making mincemeat of these par 5s this week. Come on, just looking to bring it off the slope. Just a couple of yards to the left, and that would have had a similar result. to the one we see by the hole.
Certainly would. That's very smart, just that little tiny tap in. Good work.
Now Forgan with his second shot to 16. Longish par 4 this, 466. And he's thrown that one right in there. Fantastic opportunity for a birdie.
On a hole that yielded the fewest birdies in the tournament.
Yeah, it's a very, very tough hole. Out of bounds down the left. Again, nice three-quarter swing, compact backswing. Good release of the wrists there. And driving the ball in, as we could see. Now, back to the par 3 fifth, where we saw Mansell's ball spin all the way back off the green. Opting, as you can see, to pitch the ball about halfway up the green, which was really a little clumsy, Scott.
Yeah, very aggressive on that one. Perhaps a little bit of frustration with the tee shot, but he's got work to do there. Now Olsen, just off the right-hand side, lofting it onto the green, letting the slope bring it in from right to left. And, well, not dead. About a 5-footer, 6-footer maybe there for birdie. A lot of slope on this hole, all the way from the tee to the hole.
Yeah, these guys expect a birdie on 17. They want a par on 16, so a 3, what a bonus. Oh, what a shame. Forgan just giving it slightly too much break. Tremendous second shot, not converted.
Yeah, very unfortunate there. Just hit it through the break, touch less pace, it would have dropped. Or just hitting it a little bit straighter with that pace and it would have gone in, but you can see the frustration. He knew that was a big pickup on the field if you could make 3 there.
So the trials and tribulations continue on the 5th. Mansell now putting from the fringe. And that was probably the most difficult shot that he had on the hole, really. Putting from behind the hole to read that coming off the fringe, very tough. And he really will feel, he's obviously given 1 shot away, but he might almost feel as though he's given 2 away there.
Yeah, standing on that tee, looking down, he'd be fancying a birdie. Now this man is certainly fancying a birdie. Olsen, just to clean up. Yeah, very well done.
Let's go over to John on 11.
Well, here we come to the stunning 11th, and I tell you what a par 4 this is. Sweeps round from left to right, Miranda in its way, all these beautiful ditches, you know, reds and yellow markers just going down the left-hand side, up on the right. Ideally, you want to be aiming up here. My ball's come to rest on this massive slope. I mean, how's my luck? It should be bouncing on its way down to the fairway and leaving myself a nice shot in. But no, it's up in here, in the thick stuff, and it's left me, well, with a shot, well, from hell. It really is. I mean, I've got... Looking at that marker, I got about the 130, 140, 150 marker around there. But where that pin is today on the left-hand side, which I can just see, you got the big ditch, cuts itself in on the left-hand side, right in front of the green, and then wraps itself all the way around the back of it. You can bail out down the right-hand side, but I've got these massive trees lurking on the right, blocking me from going in that route. Now, my lie, really torn and twisted, loads of grass in between my club and my ball is going to be. Ball above my stance as well to boot. That means left all day long is going to happen. Go on, ball. Carry the tree. Oh, I didn't hear anything. Go, go, go. Stay, stay, stay. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, what a stance from hell that is going to be. I mean, that's 1 foot from going in the ditch. And I tell you what, yeah, count my lucky stars, that's not swimming.
Well, Scott, John is not the only man to encounter problems on 11.
No, it's a tricky hole. And Fraser, this is his 4th shot. So he has had some issues. And you don't have to be too far offline on some of these holes to come unstuck. He's got that one on the green, but that is a lengthy, lengthy putt for bogey.
Olsen, 18th tee. Playing an iron down to get it into position. It really is all about getting a good position to attack this green. It's down off the tee and up to the green, and that isn't what he was hoping for.
No, that one looked buried with a tuft in front of it. Now Mansell for birdie. Looking for that to move left to right. Misread there. And just having a little bit of a tough time of it. These last couple of holes, just needs to regroup. Plenty of holes left, plenty of chances left.
Gary Player, no less, placed this 11th hole on his list of his favourite World 18. That's quite an endorsement. I don't know whether James Fraser at the moment holds that same opinion. He's made a double bogey.
Yeah, very easy done. Yeah, quite an accolade, I'll say, from the great Mr. Player. And it certainly is a beautiful but deadly, rather like some ladies that I've heard.
Now Olsen, we saw he finished with his tuft in front of the ball. This is going to affect how it comes out. Looks like it's come out a little soft on him. And that is short of the green. And not what he was looking for. Iron off the tee to get it in position. But problems afoot. Now Forgan, second shot to par 5, 17th. We've seen a few eagles here this week. You can see, and we saw how it feeds in. Come on. No, just needed one more hop. That's just going to drift back to the front edge of the green. Maybe just onto the fringe. But that'll be for eagle.
Yeah, quite a step up on the sort of false front on this, as we saw before. There's good swings now on this tour, Scott, aren't there? There's nothing quirky going on, really.
No, a lot of very good swings, a lot of very good players. And here's another one, Penge for eagle on 15. Just over 12 feet. Go on. Oh, slightly tentative.
It was a powerful drive to get there, wasn't it? But not a powerful putt. Mind you, birdies we've seen on 13 and now 15 from Penge keep his title hopes robust.
They certainly do, and here we are with Olsen, having come up short. Really not able to see much more other than the very top of the flag. It's such a big step up from down there, and pretty good result. Never easy when you're playing blind from so short to the green.
No, I think he'd be quite happy with that when he gets up there, just about 6 feet. Now, Forgan for eagle. Got to be firm with it at the start. And then it banks heavily right to left. Perhaps just left himself a slightly tricky one above the hole there. But it will be for a birdie. Big old slope on this green, as we said. I think he thought that was going to move a little more.
He's got some good old body English moves, Forgan, hasn't he?
Absolutely. Now Olsen for par. Finish his round just about 9 feet. Yeah, it's a very good up and down from there. And a solid day's work, 3 under par. 3 disappointing bogeys perhaps, but plenty of red figures in there as well.
Coupland is still up top. Penge needs to play his closing 3 holes now in 2 under to force a playoff. And it's worth monitoring Stiggy Hodgson, who's 3 under after 4 in this round, 7 under in total. As for Sam Forgan, well, he's close to home. So, Gary, tell us about this delightful 18th.
Yeah, this is it's a good challenge. Not the longest finishing hole, but you go steeply downhill off the tee, so it's all about getting the tee shot. And in the summertime, it's really an iron off the tee. You come down to the bottom, the brook doesn't affect these players, and then it's steeply uphill to a very small green. It's very easy to over club and actually go out of bounds over the back of this. So finding the right club for the shot to the green is really important.
Yeah, and it looks an even smaller target when you're on the fairway. You know you've only got about 10 yards of depth in this green. Nice bank at the back, which feels comforting, but quite a lot of balls stick there, like that one. Now Mansell's woes continue. Looks like he's taking a drop here. Stroke and distance going back to where he played his second shot from. Nowhere for him to get 2 club lengths of relief there.
Our first look at Stiggy Hodson on the 5th par 3. Has he got the right club? Well, he's got the right club with the wrong direction, so that's going to be a tough shot.
Yeah, that is a proper wide from Stiggy. Unusual on such a short hole. Now here's Penge. Can he keep his fine form continuing? Good shot there, below the hole. Be able to be aggressive with that birdie putt.
So here is the foregone conclusion.
You can see there so often, particularly in a summer like this where you've got dried out grass, taking the putter, fringes not quite as smooth.
Now let's take a look at this 7th hole. 452 yards, plays just over that par of 4. It's a dogleg left, thick trees all the way up the right. Not too much trouble if you can crack your drive away, get up around the 300 mark, leaves you a straightforward approach into this. Slightly bigger green than some of the others, bunker left and right. And looked straightforward on that, but this is Mansell. He's gone back to where he played his second from, and now playing his 4th.
By average score, this is the toughest hole of the tournament, and the average number is going to be inflated by Richard Mansell.
Well, we saw where Stiggy Hodson hit his tee shot onto this bank. Float it down, and that's a good shot. But as always, when you're playing to a lower level, the ball won't run out on you. But got a chance of saving his 3. It'll be a bit delicate coming down that bank after all that rain. He might have slithered on his bum.
Yeah, that could have been game over for him there. Now Forgan, yeah, safely in for his par on the 18th.
Just a pity about that double bogey on 13. Now, here's Kit on 16.
Penge has taken an unusual route to the 16th green here. He played his tee shot over into the adjacent 17th fairway, a much safer play, and it didn't give him a bad angle in either. He's knocked it on here to about 12 feet, and it's a very similar putt than he faced on the previous hole for eagle. Slightly uphill, not a lot of movement. After leaving that one in the jaws, you can bet your bottom dollar this one is getting to the hole.
Well, it's a good opportunity, but leaving them short can just be a little sign of some tentative nerves in the closing holes. Will he give this one a ride? No, same again, and well, I hope Kit's not a betting man. Little tap in 4 though on this hole, never a bad score.
Hodgson likes this place. He was tied 6th last year. -7 for 54 holes.
Get up and down.
Going a little better so far this year in terms of his score.
Par 5 17th. Smart just coming from the left side of the fairway, semi-rough. Looking to feed one in. Well, very soft at the front of the green, especially into that upslope. A lot of players finishing up there today.
We take a look at Michael Stewart, his tee shot, 10th hole. Really zips through, wrists quite low at the setup. He's talking to it. He's trying to listen.
Yeah, trying to use the slope in the green there to bring it back. Not quite succeeding. As we go to Mansell. Now this for a bogey on 7. It's a long one, just about 30 feet. Breaking left to right. Well, it's a good effort, but that is going to be a double bogey. And, well, he's played some great golf the last few weeks, but not a great start today.
Smart's eagle putt up the rise, big swing from the right, jumping as it comes off the fringe, which generally is a sign that it's going to take the oomph out of it, and that's the result you would expect.
It's been a really good year for Scottish golfers on the Europro Tour. Craig Ross in the promotion zone, he's won, so too Paul O'Hara. And after that, beautifully judged putt, maybe Michael Stewart will join them in the winner's circle.
Yeah, certainly giving himself a chance. Lovely putt there.
Regular contender Billy Hemstock is 6 under, 7 holes to play. Stewart and Stiggy Hodgson are a little closer. Penge needs a birdie finish, but whatever the outcome, the Nokia Masters has been another unqualified success.
In our technology world, we're one of the largest research and development companies in the world in our industry. And so to be involved in something like this, which is very much a developmental tour onto Challenge and the PGA Tour, is a great thing to be part of and to promote. We're in a beautiful part of Sussex down here. It's a fantastic course. And this is our second year doing the Europro Tour event. And I'm delighted as a member to be able to support the club as well in its development under its new owners. And they put a lot of time and effort into the club, and now to bring a pro tour event here has been a fantastic boost for us here. Our plan is hopefully to try and support it again next year would be the goal. I'd like to see this event itself here, but also the tour go from strength to strength. And then hopefully one day some of the people we played in the Pro might actually be on the Euro Tour on television, and we'd be watching them win a major, who knows.
At the Nokia Masters, Marco Penge is the most serious threat to Dave Coupland's hopes of another Europro Tour title. Will Marco be on the mark when it matters? Back after these. At Mannings Heath Golf Club and Wine Estate in rural Sussex, the Nokia Masters continues to be headed by the most successful player on the Europro Tour this season, Dave Coupland. Marco Penge is best placed to catch him, but the likes of Stewart, Hemstock and Hodgson could also enter the equation, especially with a birdie on the par 5 13th, a friendly hole of 509 yards.
Yes, let's take a look. It's elevated tee. You drive down to the bottom of the fairway. Got to be a little bit careful of the bunkers that on the right there that we're just passing. And then it's up the hill to a very wide but not very deep green. And it's very easy to come up a little bit short. So finding the right club for the second shot is really the key to improving your score on this hole.
Here is Fraser with his third. Didn't find the surface. That's a lovely little pitch from below there. Would have only just seen the top of the flag.
Stiggy Hodgson on this. Another very elevated hole from the tee to the green. It's a lovely look when you see down onto the green. But it's not easy to judge the club, and it's a hard green. You can get a great view from here playing down. And again, the quality of Stiggy Hodgson's swing. Dead on line, but just short of the putting surface.
Now Fraser, this for a birdie on the 13. And he's played wonderful golf. Could have easily had a win or two. And he'll be looking for a strong finish.
Now Hodgson for par. Not christened Stiggy, his real name is Eamon. He's played in 2 Walker Cups, and 10 years ago he defeated a certain Tommy Fleetwood to win the Daily Telegraph Junior title.
Yeah, he's got some pedigree. Stiggy, played with him a couple of times, really nice fella. Now here is Hemstock from exactly the same spot as Fraser almost, and just releasing almost in for an eagle. 6-footer for birdie. And let's go to 17 and see Kit.
Penge 2 back with 2 to play. Now the par 5 17th, and he's just got 156 yards in for his second shot to a relatively accessible pin. It's slopey on that green though. He'll look to land it just short and right and feed it in. If he can make an eagle here, we're in for an incredible finish down 18.
Well, he'll be licking his lips with this one. Just over 150. Great opportunity to really take this flag down. Oh, just a fraction shy. Look at the spin on that, the spin on the slope. Slight misjudgment there.
Billy Hemstock's birdie putt. Another former Walker Cup player. Went to university in Cardiff. And he's on a great run there. Look at that, Phil. 3 birdies on the spin. He's really charging.
Well, he started the day 7 off the pace with 11 to play, and who knows?
Yeah, who knows indeed. Now Penge, chip and run here, just up onto the grip. Oh, well, he's had the dreaded one, the unspeakable, the little half shank. That was actually a shot I fancied him to have a run at and maybe make it, and he can't quite believe that, Gary.
No, it's the sort of rather embarrassed hand across the mouth and the sort of embarrassed giggle afterwards that you always have with those, isn't it?
Yeah, what a time to do it. Now Smart to get to 7 under, birdie to finish his day. Now, a lot of break on this green, looks pretty flat. See that one just sliding off.
Well, after that nasty, can Mr. Penge redeem himself? But it's a big break up and over. Well, I think it's really got to him because we've now had an enormous rush of blood and he's knocked it about 7 feet past.
Yeah, that was incredible. Just over 150 into this par 5 and he's struggling to make par now. So Smart, just a couple of feet for his par on 18. And look at that, a couple of bogeys on the back 9, 3 birdies, around a 1 under par.
Nice to meet you today. Yeah. Safe travels.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you.
Now this really does test the fortitude, the mental fortitude.
Yeah, it's a great stroke, but it's just a par, and that is a blow to his chances of catching Coupland.
In his first season on the Europro Tour, Marco Penge has made an impact. Tied 10th at Harleford with a closing 65, tied 7th at Wychwood Park, and in terms of winning, the cork will soon be out of the bottle.
We're down here at Mannings Heath. Of course, as well as fantastic golf, there's also a vineyard. So we're here tasting some wine. I'm joined by Marco Penge. Now, Marco, you used to be a member here as a junior. What's it like as a place to be a member and to grow up and become a great player?
Yeah, I played here from a young age. Obviously, the course is great, very picturesque. The members here are really friendly. You know, I've always got on with the guys in the pro shop, and it's always just been a really good spirit around it. So, yeah, it's great.
Your first year as a pro, first year on the Europro Tour. How do you feel it's going so far?
Still learning a few bits and bobs and kind of getting used to the pro game, but you know, I'm really enjoying it. Prefer it to amateur golf a lot, and you know, there's a lot of good guys on this tour, and yeah, it's run really well and it's great. Yeah, love it.
Great stuff. Right, we're here to test some vino, so should we fire into the first bottle?
Go for it, yeah.
Much of a wine drinker, Marco?
No, I like the old glass of wine in Spain and when I'm out there in the winter and that.
It's definitely a red. I'm getting fruity wood, I think. What about you, Marco?
I went really nice steak meal, bit of meat with this, lovely, yeah.
Marco, you were a prodigious talent as a youth. What were the highlights of your amateur career for you?
I won quite a few national events, under 18. I won the Scottish Amateur when I was 16, so that was kind of the top of my amateur career. So yeah, not too bad.
You got called up to the England under 18 side at just 14 years old. Were you aware of how much sort of ahead of the game you were at that stage?
I've always felt like I was a little bit older than what I actually am, always hanging around with older guys, so it just felt like I kind of fitted in really.
Great stuff. Time for wine number 2, I think so. Garçon? In fairness, he's got it all in the glass.
Oh, look at that. At least
steady hands. Unbelievable. And to my untrained nose, smells exactly the same.
Smells a lot more fruity, I think.
Think so?
Yeah.
Tangier. Yeah, a little bit lively.
Yeah, it's very similar to the last one, but no, they both taste great.
You've moved away from here, from Mannings Heath now. Whereabouts are you based at the moment?
I'm based at Golf at Goodwood. Been an ambassador there for 5 years now. You know, I'm still down here quite a lot because I love the place and I love the course. But yeah, Goodwood helped me out a lot, and they're great support.
Tournament here this week, of course. What have you made of how the course has played and set up for you and your fellow competitors?
I think the course is in great condition. The greens are rolling really nice. It was obviously firm to the start of the week. A bit of rain. Hopefully we'll do the course some good. I think everyone will be happy with how it looks.
Great stuff. Well, it's been a pleasure to have a romantic little wine tasting with you, Marco. All the best for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Barring a vintage, actually a miracle finish, Penge won't be uncorking champagne, but don't discount the likes of Stewart, Hemstock and Hodgson. Coupland not home and dry yet, not by any means.
Hodgson now, second shot to 12. Good position here in the fairway. Just one of his wedges here, up the hill. And another birdie chance.
Again, not a tall man at all, Stiggy Hodgson. But compact swing, and club goes up and down on line beautifully. As we join Marco Penge on the 18th. Sadly, I think his chance of winning this title has gone on the previous hole. But putting the iron down into position to still give himself a chance of holding this second shot and tying with Coupland.
Well, many years back, Bob Gilder famously holed his second shot on a par 5 to win at Westchester, so I suppose Penge could hold his second shot here. He's a very powerful sort, Scott.
Yeah, absolutely. Just killing that long iron down this hole. Saw it releasing down the fairway, and he won't have too much club in there, so yeah, there's still a chance. Now Hodgson, we saw the approach, just around about 9 feet for birdie. Very good. And he is continuing to make his progress up the board. Little fist pump there. He knows there's a strong finish in him if he can just pull it off. Get himself right in contention.
Lovely look back, framed by the trees on the 13th tee. It's par 5 that we've seen some great deeds at. And that first one, slap bang in the middle of the fairway.
And from a par 5, you go to the shortest hole on the course.
Yeah, this 14th hole, just 158 yards. Not much of a club in here at all today, but look at that. Nothing down the right, all slopes off into those trees. You're pretty much dead down there. Collection of bunkers on the left. Quite a long but narrow green. Got to get your target eye right in on this one. Not much room to work with, as you can see. But just a short iron. And Hemstock looking to continue his charge.
Yes, limited starts from him this year. Missed 3 cuts in his first 4 starts, but he was tied 10th at the Matchroom Sport Championship, and last week 3rd at Fox Hills. Running into form nicely, and that's... oh, what a bounce, Gary.
That's really used the contours, got a members bounce there. As we return to Hodgson. Playing this fairway wood to crack it up this hill. Staring it down. I think that may just have caught that front bunker.
Yeah, just a bit to the left, and it probably would have got up onto the green somewhere. But yeah, you can see that bunker. Just catching a few of the players today that are perhaps a fraction short. You can see he started at left. Looking for the high cut in here.
Penge has 104 yards left into the 18th here, but it's not as straightforward as that might sound. It's off a really steep downslope. He'll have to sympathise with it so he can launch the ball high. This is going to make it want to come off low. That's the last thing you want into a green that is raised way above us. It's shallow as well, so you want as much height and spin as you can get to stop it quickly close to that flag. He will know he's got to hold this second shot to tie with Coupland on 11 under, but even a birdie here could be really valuable.
So let's see whether Marco Penge can follow Kit's orders. You can certainly see the slope, sliding the club across the ball, trying to get a little bit more loft and elevation, and that really is a cracking shot.
Yeah, that was dancing around the hole, almost in on the fly. Bit unfortunate not to spin back a bit closer, but realistically, failing to make birdie on 17 has cost him his chances there. Now Hodgson from below the level on 13. Very good shot, but just perhaps a foot too far to come back.
You can see the slope there. He's really having to put a lot of effort into moving that trolley up there, and I'm sure it's motorised as well. Look at the length of the swing. He's probably not 20 yards away from the front of the green.
Now Hemstock for a 4th consecutive birdie.
Yeah, he was almost in off the cush, wasn't he, with that tee shot?
He was. There's a nice plaque behind this 14th tee, which commemorates some British airmen who sadly lost their lives in the Second War. They crashed in the trees just behind that, returning from a raid.
Hodgson now down the hill, left to right. Thought he'd just going to sneak that one in the right edge there for birdie. And that will feel like a bit of a drop. These 2 par 5s on the back 9 really giving up lots of birdies. But not today for Stiggy.
Can Penge finish in a blaze of glory? Just slowly, just inside the edge of the hole. He certainly can. And a cracking scorecard, which is just going to fall short, really due to the problems on the 17th.
Yes, with that, a back 9 of 31, he ties Will Enifer in a share of second place.
Marco, great finish. How close did that approach look from down in the fairway?
As soon as I hit it, I thought he was going to hit the flag. So I was like, please don't hit the flag, just pitch just short and just kind of spin back. And then obviously saw it just hopped a little bit right, so it just missed the flag to the right. But you know, gave it a good go and tried as hard as I can, so that's all I can do.
You knew what you had to do today and you gave it a really good fist. How pleased are you by your performance?
My game feels great and it's felt great the last 3 months. I left a few putts short coming in there. Only had 150 into par 5, 17, 9-iron man, made par. Nice interesting shot there for my 3rd as well. I played great, but I left a lot out there, but happy with the week's performance.
That birdie on the last as well, after the disappointment of only par on 17, that could earn you a lot of money. How important was it for that to go in?
Yeah, well, obviously knew Will Enifer was 10 under. So in the back of my mind, I was like, this putt's for quite a bit of money, and obviously going towards the Order of Merit and all that stuff. But I just stuck to my process, and it's dead straight, and fought dead weight, and hit a great putt. So.
Great week, Marco. Well done.
Cheers, Kat. Thank you.
Yeah, he could certainly be a contender with a few events to go if he keeps that form up. Now Hodgson, par 3 14th. Just 158. Eyeing it down. He's fancying it. It's pin high. Superb. Perhaps just looking for that to move a little off that slope. Another birdie chance. Good luck here. Short hole, as we said. 9-iron wedge for most of the guys. Pick your target and commit to it.
Now 290 yards this 15th. Hemstock targeting a 5th straight birdie.
That's a cracking shot. Lovely action there, just so easy, relaxed. throw the ball onto the green, let it release.
Yeah, and almost in for an eagle. Tap-in birdie for him. Now Hodgson looking for this birdie putt to get to 9 under. Very good stroke. Just lots of subtle borrows in these greens as well as the big ones. And you can see he thought that was in all day long. Just burnt the left edge in the end. Formality for his par. Remains at 8 under par.
I'll tell you what, Hemstock's charge has really changed the whole complexion of this tournament, especially with a par 5, the 17th, still to come.
Yeah, absolutely. He is flying. He's got the bit between his teeth. Played beautifully last week to finish 3rd.
Yes, Hemstock's now right in there with a realistic opportunity to match Coupland's long-established total. As for the leader, well, who better to give us a few tips on how to save those invaluable strokes and prepare for your big event.
Your iron play was absolutely phenomenal last week. It's been great all season. You've got a mid-iron in your hand there. Can you just explain to us the keys of your golf swing and why you're such a good ball striker?
Yeah, I mean, I've been working hard with my coach at Pete Cowan's Academy. In the off-season, been working on sort of a left below right drill, just trying to get the club into delivery a bit sooner, and that helps me work it left on the through swing as well, which stops my bad shot, which is the draw or the pull hook.
The swing's obviously in great shape. How important is the setup as well for making sure everything's where it needs to be from the get-go?
Yeah, I think so. Setup for me is quite important. Again, the last few weeks, I'm sort of just stepping into the shot and feeling where I'm aiming rather than being a set position.
And for any of our viewers that struggle a bit with their iron play, are there any basics that you would encourage them to go back to?
It's just a good athletic setup, and again, I try and feel a solid base. A lot of guys try and help it in the air with the legs and stuff, and that gets the club behind, and you're trying to flick at it from there. So it doesn't matter even if you swing it up to chest height, as long as you keep your base solid and your angles right, then you'll probably hit it further than doing a full swing anyway.
And Dave's swung back to the clubhouse to check and recheck those scores. At the Nokia Masters here in Mannings Heath in West Sussex in southern England, I can tell you that dialed in the first 2 rounds was Dave Coupland. Rounds of 66, then 67 have seen him take first position on the leaderboard. Will Enifer, Marco Penge in the clubhouse can't catch him, but Billy Hemstock most certainly can. 1 behind, 3 holes to play, and he's currently on a run of 5 consecutive birdies.
So 466 yard 16th, fairway slopes from left to right. This bunker we're flying over won't really affect these players. As we saw from Marco Penge earlier on, it is possible to play this one down the 17th fairway and then play back to the green. A long, thin green. Not too difficult as a par 4, but it's all about just getting the right club for the second shot once you've found the fairway.
Well, let's see what Hemstock can do with his second shot. He is on a run. Controlled iron shot in there. Looking for the middle of the green, I would imagine. Yeah. Middle of the green, pin high. Great opportunity for yet another birdie.
And up on 17. Horrible for Fraser. Normally very accurate off the tee. Found the lengthy stuff here, though. I think the lie was worse to look at than it actually was.
Yeah, looked like he got good contact on that one, Phil. Yeah, there you go. Managed to muscle it up just short of the green. And up and down from there will give him a birdie. Now on 15, Stiggy Hodgson out with the big dog. letting rip at this 290-yard par 4. And that's a good tee shot there.
And a good player is Stiggy Hodgson, with lots of experience in both the amateur and the professional game. He's had 21 holes in one, and his favourite hobby, eating curry. I can see him as a Vindaloo man. And talking of being on fire, here's Hemstock.
Yeah, Billy certainly is. And can he knock this one in? Oh, so close. An amazing run he's on.
Yeah, what was that? That would have been 6 in a row, is it? Incredible stuff. Burning the edge. Now, Fraser, we saw him out of the deep stuff. Get it up just short of this green. Straightforward little chip here. Has he given it enough? Go on then. Oh. Absolutely fractions from an eagle. Good birdie 4 though. Another strong week from Fraser.
He has had a great chance to win at Caversham Heath, didn't he? And bogeyed 18. He's getting very close to a victory.
Yeah, he's a quality player. It's got to be just a matter of time. And once he gets that first win, I think there'll be no looking back for this guy. As he just taps that 1-inch putt in for his birdie. Those are the nice ones.
Stiggy Hodgson, this pitch that you can see over the bunker. Plenty of green to work with, so shouldn't be any trouble with this. And certainly no trouble. Just leaves that one with a chance for his birdie.
Yeah, he's a gritty competitor. Stiggy, good to see him back up near the top of the leaderboard.
Now on 17, it's Hemstock, and this is a real birdie chance.
Yeah, just 487 yards this par 5. We've seen that Penge only hit a 9-iron in here from about 150. No real trouble, just blast it down there. Use the slope to bring everything in from the right-hand side. There's a little bit of a false front here today with the pin. If you're slightly short, it will run back, as we've seen. But lots of guys with good eagle opportunities, and Hemstock has got the first bit right. He's in the fairway, and he will be eyeing this one down. Rich vein of form he's in today.
Yeah, I think he'll really like the look of this. Suits his eye. Oh, just overdone the little bit of draw. See here, working it in. Great balance Billy Hemstock's got. Again, just see there, just trying to roll his forearms over just to get a tiny, tiny bit of curve on the ball, and he got a bit too much.
Yeah, but not in a bad spot, as we've seen. Now Stewart. Second shot. Powering one in here. But that is, well, got a little bit lucky there, I think. Just avoided going into that hedge.
Now, Hodgson, in terms of capturing the title, needs this to drop. And it has done.
Yeah, fantastic birdie. Rewarded for taking the driver off the tee. Getting it up close to this green. Obviously feels confident in his 40, 50-yard pitches today. Great birdie. You can see what that means to him.
Poor old James Fraser has visited some strange places. And that one looked pretty thick, but I think he's got the club on the ball. Can he muscle it up onto the green, though?
From where he was, not bad.
No, you're right.
Stewart hacking it out there, but look at the slope there. No way of stopping it. And that is going to be a lengthy putt for his par.
Hemstock will be chipping from just short of the 17th green. It's a very similar position to where we found Penge a little earlier, actually. Hopefully he'll make a bit of a better job of it. We saw Fraser in the previous group nearly hole one from this very spot, so it is possible. It all slopes uphill, but then it plateaus out about 6 feet from the hole. The key here, how much height does it play it with? Too much height and spin, and it will just die in that bank. Just the right amount to get it up over the top, and this could be an easy tap-in birdie.
Well, Hemstock's a very accomplished player, as we know. He's got all the shots, and he would have seen the flight he wanted on this when he walked up to it. The low one, very aggressive play there. I think he was fancying his chances of holding that. He's going to have about 5 or 6 feet for his birdie.
As we take a look at Steve letting fly. Down this 16th. Pick the tee up quickly. Got the ball on the right side of the fairway to look at the green. A little bit Jack Nicklausy right elbow there, doesn't he? So it flies a bit away from him.
Yeah, just a little bit on the backswing there, but very consistent in his action.
Now an eagle birdie finish here is possible, so for Stewart this has to go in. The second shot to blame. Another one falls away. Coupland dodges another bullet.
Yeah, absolutely. Hemstock has only got his shortish putt to tie on 17 as we go and look at Fraser. Third shot here from just short and right of 18. We saw him in the thickish stuff off the tee. And that one just coming up a little shy. 10 feet left for his par.
Billy Hemstock's putt just needs to keep this just inside the edge of the hole. Oh, and as you could see, thought it was on the lip, thought it would break, and it just doesn't move that much.
16th is a tough drive, but once you get it away, it can yield opportunities. Exactly what Stiggy Hodgson has done here. He's in the middle of the fairway, 171 yards. That's a mid to short iron. He's not one of the longest hitters we've got on tour, but it's opened this green and this pin up. It calls for a little fade in there to take that front right bunker completely out of play. A tough hole, but we have seen birdies here today.
Well, it is a tall order to birdie this hole, but Hodgson could be the man for the job. Great angle in, as you can see. He likes it. Oh, it's a good shot. Just looking for perhaps a little bit more release down that slope towards the hole, but it is an outside birdie chance for him. Take another slow-mo look. Good balance. Good contact on that one.
Fraser. This 7-footer up the hill for his par. Nicely done.
The way he's playing, it might be worth keeping an eye on him in our next event at East Sussex National, staying in this county next week.
Hodgson then on the front left of this 16th green. Slightly down the hill, sloping from left to right. Go on, get there. Go on. How has that not dropped? That is incredible. Looked like it was dead weight and had to drop in the left side. He knows that's a chance that's been robbed from him there.
And given the state of the leaderboard, that near miss really hurt. Hodgson needs to finish birdie to catch Dave Coupland, who remains at the top in the Nokia Masters. It's going to be another dramatic finish on the Europro Tour, proudly sponsored by HotelPlanner.com.
Always excited about this tour. You know, we sponsor so many sports teams and events, but this is my favorite. Well, we're in the country that invented golf, right? So all of these courses are iconic. And the Europro Tour is on all the best courses. So it's just amazing for the players, and it's amazing to be a sponsor for the 6th year in a row. And we just hope to keep coming back and having great season after great season. We've always been proud sponsors of this tour, not just because it's the highest level of golf, it's also because it's the up-and-coming future golfers. For me, it's been a crazy year. We've been traveling around the world quite a bit as we've been growing. We just opened up an Amsterdam office, and we're going to be expanding more into Asia. So, you know, it's also been exciting talking about how the Europro Tour will grow with us, potentially putting some of the tournaments over in Asia, doing more over in Central Europe, and maybe teaming up with some of the tours over in the US as well. So it's been a year of expansion, a year about growing globally, and we're happy to grow with the tour and that mission.
The mission for Hemstock and Hodgson: match Coupland at the Nokia Masters. Find out if they can after the break. This week's superb venue on the Europro Tour is Mannings Heath Golf Club and Wine Estate, staying on the schedule after a successful debut in 2017.
How does it feel hosting the Europro Tour for a second time?
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. I think after last year we thought we might get lucky with the weather and we were going to have a nice hot competition, but it wasn't to be. We had it rained off again, but I think that adds to the drama and adds to the difficulty for the players that are out there.
Tricky weather conditions, but how pleased have you been by the work your green staff have done and how well the course has been presented?
Yeah, this is kind of what our guys, they work up towards this throughout the whole year. Even in February, January, they're thinking, okay, we've got the Europro in August. What are we going to do? How are we going to prep to make sure that the course is playing as well as it possibly can? And yeah, I think they've done the absolute best, and you know, they should be proud of what they've done so far.
And what are the plans for the future for Mannings Heath and the relationship with the Europro Tour?
Well, I know our sponsors, Nokia, are very, very keen to get this here again next year, so it looks like that's going to happen, hopefully. And yeah, we want to keep pursuing these sort of competitions, having these sort of tournaments here. It's good for the members, it's good for the local community, for people to come and see the young professionals playing. So yeah, let's hope we're here again next year.
Wonderful. It's been a privilege to be here for a second year, and long may it continue. Thank you for your hosting.
Thank you.
Dave Coupland, who, just a reminder, finished his round yesterday, is still up top. 11 under par, rounds of 66 and 67. Is it going to be enough to capture this title? Well, Stiggy Hodgson, with an eagle on 17, could catch Coupland at 11 under with one to play.
Indeed he could. And he's out here with the hybrid. Can he get it all the way back? We've seen a few guys coming up short here. Oh, he had the length on it, just dragged it left of the green there, Gary.
Yeah, everything slopes that way. I guess going for the maximum power, ball slightly above his feet. Very easy for the shot just to go a bit left.
Up on 18, Hemstock, and now John Morgan.
Here we are, the last hole, the 18th, on what a par 4, 417 yards, straight down the hill, and a nice rise at the end, this beauty. I tell you what, it's not really a hole for a driver either. You've got this big ditch running about 300 yards down there, and like I say, it's so steep downhill. It's pretty as a button as well, trees on the left, trees on the right. Like I said, the water, big risen green at the end, pink little clubhouse there on the distance. What a perfect view you got here of 18. Now, the boys, no driver, like I say, 3-iron, hybrid, 3-wood, that's all it is. But I'm thinking that the boys probably want to lay up a little bit more than what they would normally so they can see the bottom of the flag. That gives them an opportunity to see what they're dealing with. They've got a big bank behind the green as well to boot, so they can feed it off there if they've got a bit of a spinny one. Anything short will feed all the way back down the bank, and you don't want to be doing that. That's one lonesome bunker on the right-hand side as well, just guarding that front portion of the green. Now, I'm going to go a 3-iron, because I tell you what, I want to see the bottom of that flag. If I hit 3 when I'm too far down there, I've got to come straight uphill, and I don't want that. That's hard to judge. So 3-iron all day long for position. No brainer, especially if you've got a 1-shot lead or 2-shot lead. I tell you what, I miss-hit that, and he's absolutely in position A. Don't matter, does it? 3-iron all day long. Mate, that was nearly a shank. Well, I feel I'm in position A. I've hit the 3-iron off the tee, down the right-hand side. I've just dodged a nice grass bunker lurking on the right-hand side. And like I say, if the boys get a 3 without, even driver, hybrid, they carry it a certain distance, they can catch a massive downslope, and down to the ditch they will go. Looking at the green right here, I've got in the region of about 150 yards. Looking at the number, I can see the bottom of the flag, which is what I was hoping for off my first shot. And yeah, there is trouble a good 10 yards over this green if you get a flyer and everything, but I'm not going to get a flyer out of this. It's all about getting your number right. Now, I was thinking of a 9-iron. I know it's a bit of a stretch. Here we go, 8-iron, nice and easy. I'll tell you what, I pinged that off the top, that's straight up at it, zooming in, bit of spin, come off the bank. Oh, forever getting better. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Well, we can see Hemstock is blocked out here. He's dragged the tee shot down the left side. No clear view of the flag. That does make it more difficult. He'll just be playing to his number here, trying to commit to that, which he has done. Fantastic shot in there.
Yeah, that really is a good shot when you can't see. But as you say, just pick a spot, trust to it, keep your eye on the ball, and let fly. Good result.
I think Hodgson would rather his ball had actually caught that greenside bunker, because now it's fed down the slope and he's left with quite a difficult flop shot ahead. The bunker that he was wishing he will be in is quite imposing, and because of that he can't see the bottom of the flagstick. The ball is lying pretty nicely in this quite fluffy rough. One thing he'll want to guard against though, if he goes too low, the way the ball is sitting up, it could come high off the blade. That means no ball speed and it drops in that bunker there. He needs the up and down. It's a makeable one though.
Well, he played a lovely flop shot from a slightly greater distance on 15, so that will give him confidence. Under the circumstances, well done. Now, the wonders of buggies, Kit is up on 18 with Hemstock's putt.
Hemstock's given himself the chance he wanted here on 18. 8 feet down the hill, swinging from right to left for a birdie to tie Dave Coupland's 11 under par lead. The tricky thing here, a lot of break for such a relatively short putt. Can he commit to the line and find the right pace downhill?
Well, he's putted quite beautifully today, but this is the most important one. Can he tie Coupland? Go on then. Fantastic judgment there. And look at that back nine. Home in 30, 6 under par, catches our leader. And we are looking like a 2-man playoff.
Hodgson hoping that's 3.
Yeah, not much break on this. There he is. Stiggy, going for it.
Yeah, great putt there, great up and down. And it could be 3 if he can birdie the last.
Tenacious, I think that's his middle name. Always been the same. As for Hemstock, what a finish. 30 back without a birdie on 17.
Billy, an incredible back nine there. Just talk us through it.
Yeah, so I started on the 8th hole. I had like a 10-foot putt for birdie, which I was kind of stewing on overnight. Managed to roll that in, so it was a good start. And then I had a couple of pars. Birdied the par 4 around the corner. I think it's 11.
12 down there, I think.
12 is it? Yes. And then yeah, I sort of made a birdied the next 5. I think I got quite a nice bounce on on the par 3. But yeah, I just played some really good shots and holed some putts. Had a good chance on 16 and didn't quite get up and down on 17, but obviously hit a nice shot into the last, and yeah, great feeling to hold that putt.
Still a really difficult putt, a lot of swing on it. How were you feeling stood over it?
I love breaking putts, so it's fun for me, you know, like you get into that sort of kid-like state. So yeah, I really enjoyed those type of putts where there's a lot of break. I thought I hit a great putt on 17, but it just slipped out. It didn't quite go in, but now I was really chuffed with that last putt.
Great stuff. As things stand now as well, a playoff with Dave Coupland at 11 under par. What will you do now for the next few hours?
I'll probably stretch a bit and just chill out, get some food, yeah, and see how the other guys do, I guess.
Wonderful golf today, Billy. Well played.
Thanks very much.
Lots of players still on the course, but only one can join that playoff party.
Yeah, Stiggy, one of the few out with the driver. Can he find the fairway in a good place? Likes it. Applause, plenty of people watching. Still going. Lovely view down there looking at that. Watch his swing in slow motion. Boom.
A signal of intent from Stiggy Hodgson there, taking the driver, the risky tee shot that brings the water hazard and the trees to the right into play, but he's been rewarded. The benefit of that, he's all the way down onto the flat. That's going to make this second shot so much easier rather than playing off of a downslope. Now that's because that green behind me is way above us and he's now just 84 yards into that flag. We've seen people go in there close today. An eagle here and he would win it. A birdie, and he's into a three-way playoff with Billy Hemstock and Dave Coupland. What a finish we've got set up here.
Indeed we have. Now look at this. 84 yards, flat lie. Just see the top of the pin from there. Dead aim. Oh, and to stick there beyond that green. That is tragic. Perhaps a little bit of adrenaline, just pumped a few extra yards onto it. And he is in a tough spot now. Just look at this one, Gary.
Yes, obviously very awkward to have your feet that wide apart, and really, as he was trying to, it almost seemed like his only shot was a deliberate duff, really, to be able to try and stop that.
Disappointing finish. You can see the awkwardness of that one, but really the misjudgment with the second shot to not find the surface was the mistake, and he's got work to do for his part.
Yes, the trophy is gone now, so he's got to dismiss that from his mind and try to hold this for a share of third.
Yeah, huge putt for Stiggy here in terms of prize money and rankings. Be positive with it. Yeah, good lad. Well done, he deserved that. No blemishes on that card today. 6 birdies, beautiful round of golf. Great to see Stiggy back in the mix.
Yes, his previous best this year, tied 13th at Studley Wood. A big improvement. Even so, tinged with disappointment.
Stiggy, fantastic run there on the back nine. What did you make of that performance?
Thanks a lot. Cheers, thank you. It's been a long time coming, but yeah, just got it really. One short, couple of thoughts. I'm not sure they didn't go in, but I mean, it's nice to be back playing nice again.
Yeah,
it's
great.
Been a real tough time, like really tough. I made some changes, and it's been hard. I'll tell you that now. But yeah, happy.
Great crowds out there as well. How nice is it to feel the buzz of their support and being up there in contention again?
Oh, lovely, absolutely lovely, and the crowds are phenomenal. Really are. It's a great golf club to come to. You know, they're very respectful. They know what they're doing, and yeah, it's always a great place to come. And I was lucky; they were on my side.
3 regular season events left to go, plus the Tour Champs. This gives you some really nice momentum to carry into those, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. So I know it's there. Our work's paying off. And yeah, it's I'll be confident going into them for sure.
Great stuff, Stiggy. Well done. Good week.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Regulation play over. It's sudden death. Coupland head-to-head with Hemstock for the Nokia Masters title. Enifer, Hodgson, Penge, all coming up just one shot short, wondering what might have been. The playoff next from Mannings Heath. Last year, here at Mannings Heath, Chris Lloyd captured one of his 3 titles on the Europro Tour during a golden 2017. Dave Coupland's trying to lift his 3rd trophy on the tour this season, but first he must get the better of a sudden death shootout against Billy Hemstock. The battle will commence on the 18th, a par 4 that's both scenic and testing, as Kit is about to tell us.
What an incredible view this is behind me, the 18th at Mannings Heath, and it's right here that the Nokia Masters will be decided. The 2 players gunning for glory, Dave Coupland and Billy Hemstock, and the hole they face, 417 yards, downhill off the tee, uphill into a shallow green. It's averaged 4.17, but can one of them make a birdie and get their hands on the coveted PGA Europro Tour trophy?
Well, here we go. Anything can happen in playoffs, as we know. Slightly more difficult, perhaps, for Coupland today. This will be his first hole of the day, having not played. Hemstock, fresh from his fantastic round, out with the iron.
If you value momentum, Gary, he's got to be the favourite, surely.
Oh yes, I think so, definitely. It's very difficult when you haven't been hanging around all day, although he's hit that pretty much in exactly the same place as he did in regulation play, down the left-hand side. Mind you, that might be an advantage, because he hit a great shot from there. Looks all great from this end, but again, he obviously just tweaked it over.
He's chasing his 5th title on the Europro Tour over the years. Won back-to-back at Moorallerton in 2013 and 2014, and on 3 separate occasions, he's been agonisingly close to promotion without actually achieving it.
Yeah, he's been the bridesmaid a couple of times. Now Coupland, he'll have been hitting balls today. He'll be nice and loose, but it's his first hole of the day, out with the iron also. Just looking to find that fairway. Leave himself a favourite yardage, perhaps, into this shallow green, and that's a good tee shot there, right in the middle.
Yeah, certainly is a cracking tee shot, as we've seen a lot of Dave Coupland swing this season, and lovely balance.
And there's no dispute, he's putting together a lovely season, trying for a trio of triumphs. And at this precise moment, he has favourite status in this playoff.
Hemstock's given himself a really awkward second shot here. He can't see the flag. He's got to go in over these tall trees on the left from 140 yards and out of the rough, which is going to make controlling that ball on that shallow green really, really difficult. From here, a 4 is excellent.
Well, I'm sure he will be a bit more confident, having played from there in regulation play. Now Coupland, great view of the flag and the green. Oh, hand off the club. I just leaked it right. He has, but actually not too bad. Just over 20 feet there. He's got it on the surface, which was what he had to do.
Yeah, he certainly did. It looked worse with the hand coming off the club. It always tends to signify the player's very disgruntled with it, but as you said, Scott, not in a bad position. As we return to Billy, who must be almost hitting the ball out of the divot hole that he made the first time round. Can he do as good a job? Almost in the same place there. Pretty good.
Yeah, good shot from there. Both players on the putting surface. Could all come down to first blood. Who can get it in that hole first? Put the pressure on the other guy.
For raw drama, there's nothing like a playoff. The crowd's here lapping it up.
Absolutely. And I think this, more than the hitting balls and everything, and I know Coupland will have been putting and all the rest of it, but when this is the first putt he's waited all day, this is a big test for him.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy. Big swing right to left. Quick once it gets around the hole. And that's not his finest effort.
He's boomed that past. Went for it on the assumption that Hemstock's got a chance of making his, and now regretting it.
This is always an interesting one, don't you think, Scott? Now, your partner's not close by any means. Do you try and lay this dead? Are you trying to hole it? I'm sure he's trying to hole it.
Yeah, I think you've got to try and hole it, but just drop it in the front door. Make sure it's certain. But he's actually left himself a tiny bit of work there. So still all to play for with these closing short putts. And these will test the nerves. This is what the pressure is all about. Off the left here for Coupland for his 4. Oh, big swing, and it bounces out of the right side of the cup.
Instead of 3 wins, it's 3 putts.
Yeah, that's disappointing for him. And now Billy's just got to keep his nerve and roll this straight up the hill.
Yeah, 2 feet straight in for his win. Fantastic win for Hemstock after a great week last week as well. Superb golf.
Yes, a man in form, and with that he will make massive strides up the Race to Desert Springs standings. On the 37th hole at Mannings Heath, Coupland is conquered.
Bill, congratulations. You've won the Nokia Masters. How are you feeling?
Yeah, it feels great. Obviously, it's obviously disappointing for Dave for it to finish like that. So obviously, hard luck goes out to him. He's played really well this week again. So, but yeah, for me, it's fantastic to win, and hopefully I can kick on this season and maybe get another one.
A stunning final round to haul yourself into that playoff. Just how good was your golf today?
It was really good, yeah. I holed some good putts to start with. It got me some momentum and played some nice shots coming in. I felt like it was coming for the last few weeks, so it was nice to get some sort of confirmation of that today. Yeah, it's great.
Do you think you'd been out there on the course, seen its conditions, made some birdies, while Dave Coupland had to sit inside and watch, gave you an advantage heading into this playoff?
Yeah. I think obviously I feel I've played almost 18 holes today. I've played 11 holes or whatever today. So yeah, that's good to be able to play it, get a few holes in before the playoff. But it obviously, just having that good a golf earlier on really gave me some confidence in the playoff.
Dave, commiserations, loser in the playoff. How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, obviously disappointed, but it was hard day to day. It's a long day waiting around, and I think it's hard to get momentum when you're just waiting around. So yeah, unlucky 3 putt on the last. I thought I hit a good first putt, but it just got away from me, and it's a big swinger of a left to right coming back. But yeah, all credit to Bill. He put up a great fight today, and he played really well to get in contention. So yeah.
After 2 great rounds to start with, how frustrating was it to have to wait around all day and then come out cold really for a playoff like this when Billy had played 11 holes today?
Yeah, it's difficult. Like I say, you're waiting around all day, wondering what to do, how to organise your day, and not really knowing a specific time for the playoff. But like I say, all credit to Billy. It's a good win for him.
This continues a fantastic run of form for you, though. The 2 wins, another runners-up finish, cements your position at the top of the order of merit. What's the outlook now for the rest of the season?
Yeah, it's looking favourable now. Just needed that little bit extra gap at the top. But yeah, obviously push forward now and try and get 3 and 4 wins. So yeah, I mean, it would have been nice, but you can't have everything.
This result all but guarantees you a place on the Challenge Tour next season. Do you feel the way you've upped your game this year, you're ready for that step up? Yeah, definitely, and hopefully, who knows, at Q School I'd like to bypass that altogether. But yeah, we'll wait and see on that one, but really happy with where my game's at. Hit 2 nice shots in there, and yeah, just unfortunate.
Marco Penge again underlined his potential. Will Enifer produced another prominent result. Billy Spooner appeared on a leaderboard yet again, and Stiggy Hodson emerged from an extended slump to almost claim the silverware. But for the 5th time on the Europro Tour, Billy Hemstock hoists a trophy, his latest triumph arriving at the Nokia Masters. As for the Race to Desert Springs, there's quite a shake-up. Dave Coupland significantly increased his lead, tightening his grip on the #1 spot. The 5 players in the promotion zone stayed put. But what a move from Hemstock, vaulting from 39th all the way to 7th with 4 events remaining. From Mannings Heath and the Nokia Masters, where Billy was brilliant, it's goodbye.